WesWes Show.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the MT Up the Clip podcast, the OTC. My name's Cams, and I'm here in the heart of West Auckland with the brothers in the house, Leti and Eddie. What's up, my usos?
Yo, what's up?
But now it's good to have you guys back on. Let's do some shout outs. Let's go, Eddie.
Yo, shout out to my usuals, my listening boys, Westside Fitness, my brothers Leo, Don, Waki. Want to make a special shout out to Alex Frost. Invited me to New Lynn yesterday to watch Siva Afi. So yeah, it's just some young students practicing the art of the fire dance. So it was pretty cool to see that. Also, shout out to one of our loyal watchers, Valima 49, man. Man, that guy made heaps of comments, man. Man, appreciate the support. And shout out to my niece, Tiwila Maklachi. She just turned 18 this week. So yeah, those are my shout outs. How about you, Let's?
Nice. My first shout out goes out to my bro Brasco Flipway to Welly, man. Like, the bro's just got a big heart, eh? I love you all. Another shout out to my bro Dion Briggs. I know he's been watching. I think he wants to come in and do another episode on the back of the 135 camps. Shout out to him. I know he's been busy with the Māori Nationals, I think. Another shout out to my bro Elia. He just got in from Rarotonga. He came in for a haircut yesterday. Shout outs to you two, Cams, for popping in yesterday. And also to Daryl, the cowboy. He came in, we spoke about the stuff that he's been watching on Netflix and on YouTube. And just my last shout outs to the bro Avs. Messaged me yesterday, so had a bit of a quick back and forth replies to him yesterday. Told him he needs to jump back on, and the world's ready to hear part 4 of his what he's up to story. So yeah, looking forward to having him back on and share what he's been up to. Yeah, that wraps up my shout outs. What about you, Cams?
Dude, this was, yeah, man, just normal shout outs to all the listeners who tune in to the WesWes Network podcasts. You can find us on our socials. We're on Facebook and Twitter, X, and Instagram. You can also find us on our website, www.weswesnet.com. You can find all the articles in there, links to our other podcasts, and also our sports magazine, the WesWes Sports blog magazine. You can tune into that. Man, I've been saying every week the new magazine will come out. It's coming out. It's gonna come out. I promise. It's gonna do the finishing touches today, and it's gonna fly out the window. So shout out to Filippo who jumped on the pod. We did a Channel 135 pod last night or Friday night. Yeah, we did a draft. So we did a Black American movie draft. So it was pretty cool. We earlier in the year we did X-Men draft. So we thought we'll do another topic. We chose Black American movies. So think of all those Black American movies, African American movies we used to watch when we were kids or grow up with, Boys in the Hood or Friday or those kind of films. So we had to pick 8 movies of our favorite movies under 8 different categories. So, and we had to talk about our selections. So yeah, tune into Channel 135 podcast. You'll see that episode there. Yeah, if you're into movies and stuff, it'll be good. It's a good listen. Also, shout outs to the boys, Tana and Sai, for jumping on NRL, our NRL podcast, the 135 Footy Show. We're at the end of the NRL season of the Grand Final. Now we're going into the internationals, so to Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, battling out for the Pacific Championships. Samoa's going over to the UK for 2 games against England for a tour over there. So yeah, rugby league ain't over. Still got the internationals, and hopefully the 135 Footy Show can cover those games too. So shout outs to those boys. Yeah, man, that's us, man. Empty out the clip. Another episode. Some more topics and some more of our segments. But firstly, thank you boys for jumping on. What'd you guys get up to this week? Start with you, Eddie.
Oh man, just the usual. Busy at work. My niece's birthday was pretty cool. Like all she asked was a dinner with all island food, and she brought one of her Palangi friends. And man, I've never seen a Palangi go for like 3 plates of chop suey, bro. Oh man, she was going handies. But it was good. It was good. It was good to have the family around, the young ones. And then I went to the movies and with my sister and my niece and nephew, we watched that Transformers 1. That was pretty good, really good actually. And then yeah, just watched the Tivafi on Saturday. Basically just chilled, eh? Man, after that I was tired because we were just standing outside the whole time. It was just behind the Newland McDonald's. So yeah, we just chilled, had an early night, and then yeah, basically just woke up today and just had my morning coffee and just watched some stuff on the news and whatnot. But yeah, no, it's been a chilled week, yeah. How about you, Let's?
Man, probably had one of the best weeks, like weekday events during the week. But nah, yeah, man, like I had a good week at work, until one of the guys at work said something to me that sort of just sat on my mind this whole weekend. But nah, bro, I surprisingly made it through the week. My back was still a little bit sore, my upper back this time. Yeah, and then come Wednesday, the bro Lipo messaged me if I was free on Thursday night. Yeah, he gave me his double pass to see UB40 at Trust Stadium. Yeah, bro, it's real, eh? Like I know I was supposed to watch this with my bro Enoka, but he didn't really go back to me. But my bro made my son a UB40 t-shirt when it had Cheerio Baby on it. So this is not Ali Campbell's band. So yeah, man, you're gonna hear me retract what I said about this band, this touring band. Yeah, man, they were good, eh? Like I gotta give it to Matt Doyle. He studied Ali's live show, all the extra stuff that Ali does when he sings. If you watch enough of Ali Campbell's stuff or been to enough of his concerts, you hear the extra stuff that Ali does when he sings, like when he sings songs. Yeah, bro, they had it on lock, hey. The band's probably, I think, yeah, I had a review on it. I don't think the band was up to scratch in terms of like drum wise, because the drummer usually uses an electric drum kit, so there wasn't a time in between the opening act and the UB40 band to come out, so the drumming sounded like a bit delayed, or sounded echoey at the start, but towards the end of the show, probably like after the third song, man, yeah, the music started to sound a bit better. But then by that time, me and my son, well, the music was too loud for my boy, so we ended up standing way back at the entrance. But man, they're a class act, 45 years. They're gonna drop the new album UB45, even though it's like the bands are split. Yeah, I sort of shared on my Snapchat, like if I was taken from this earth, my heart would be content, because just seeing my son, like he's 17, but he loves UB40, man. He was recording, he dances to Kingston Town, and we've seen both bands together, you know. We've seen Ali Campbell, Astro, and Mickey, and then we've seen this band together. So it was quite cool, you know. And yeah, and then we, even though my daughter's been on my ass about trying to eat clean, she let my son take me out, get Macca's afterwards. Had a double cheeseburger and a quarter pounder on Thursday night, Friday morning, and then went to work, man. Did Friday. Yeah, it's been tough at work because of the hours they're trying to get us to start, like chopping, changing times and stuff. Yeah, haven't really done anything else for the holidays with my kids. One of them's an Oz, but did like a movie night in the barbers on Friday night with the kids. But yeah, nothing too exciting, sadly. But nah, fuck, the week's been good. The weekend's been alright. I went and had a look at the house that's for sale at the back of me. It's a 2-story house, 5 toilets, I think it was like 5 bedrooms. Pretty flash, eh? But I was cracking up because all astroturf right around the house. So there's no real grass.
Ooh.
But just seeing the inside, it's quite flash, eh? Yeah, and it's got 3 master bedrooms. Pretty funny. But nah, my weekend's been alright. Kitty came in with some sushi from Costco. That's pretty much our kongai. But yeah, shout outs to all the kids that did White Sunday today, and yeah, it's probably why I was a bit lethargic today, when I woke up. I was like, just thinking, man, this is the day where all the kids are being served, you know. But none of the kids went to church today, so. But yeah, weekend's been funny, But you, Cams, I know we caught up in the barbers, but how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been a relaxed week, eh? Nothing too much happened. Work's just the same thing. It's funny, because now that I think we're almost close to a long weekend, It's a stable weekend in a couple more weeks. And so that ends sort of like that 3-month stretch of just hard out working, no holidays in between, So coming to the end of that, sort of stretches like, oh yeah, that means Christmas is on its way. So I found when that happens, it's like shit, another year, another year's gonna go. So I don't know if you guys gonna start your Christmas shopping, but I bumped into an old man of mine at the stores, and he was doing his early Christmas shopping. I was like, hey, you doing it now? Yeah, before the rush. I was like, fuck, that guy's keen, but nah, it's yeah, it's that. Oh man, nah, it's that. Years, man, the years just gone past real fast. It's kind of disturbing, but yeah, man, nah, nothing much happened this week. Just the usual, hang around the house. Because I don't think it was a nice day when I woke up on Saturday, and I find myself, if it is a nice day, like if I look outside when I wake up, there's no clouds in the sky, it's just blue sky. You just feel like, man, we gotta do something here. And when you wake up and it's like raining or it's cloudy, and all that shit, just want to be lazy. And so it's been one of those ones. It's the weather determines how your day's gonna go. So nothing much to say really about the week, but that was it. Just producing podcasts. You know, it was good to get produced the 135 footy show and do some channel 135s. Just trying to watch as much as I can on the movie front. Me and Eric still doing the Penguin TV series, so we're gonna do every episode, just reviewing each episode. Yeah, man. So same old. All right, boys. Let's get into our topic. So we start with Dave Letele. So he's coming on news with some bad news. He was going to shut down one of his food banks, the one in South Auckland. I think has he got one out west as well? Has he got one out west?
Nah.
I'm not
He's
sure.
got a gym out west. I'm not
He's
sure.
got gyms around there. He's got
Yeah.
one out west, one out south. The original one's out south. Huh? Yeah. So man, it amazed me like hearing the numbers. You know what kind of funding he got from the government, and then versus how much he needs. So he said he needs $1 million a year, $1 million a year to keep going. You know, and 87,000. Well, he says 87,000. The government says over 100,000 they've donated. Nowhere near enough. You know, he's had to shut down. So it's pretty sad. Eh? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
And like Luxon and Letele used to be mates before Luxon went into politics. So it's pretty sad how like the relationships deteriorated over time. Yeah, it's sad. The timing's sad too. It's close to Christmas. But I remember during COVID, the lockdowns, we were allowed to open partially once we dropped to level 3 after the first lockdown, and Hallaby's Meatworks donated beef trim to us, and we minced it and we packed it in 1 kg bags for charities. I didn't know if you organized the charity, but the first persons that came to pick it up was Ironic Clark and Michael Jones. I was like, oh shucks, must be their charity. But the second time and the third time they came to pick up the mints, it was Dave Letele. Man, such a cool dude, eh? He came in, had a chat to us and some of the other workers, and even came in and helped us load up his truck with all the mints. But yeah, I think he must have organized it, or the whole group. But like, he was one of the few dudes with with Michael and Ironi that were actually doing stuff for our community during that time. So his heart's always been in the right place since the beginning. For him to shut it down, it's probably having a massive mental strain on himself. But this is the kind of stuff that the government needs to look at a little bit closer. We're taking money from stuff that we need, and we're flicking it to things that don't really matter, man. So I think even get the Minister of Finance just to sit down with Letele and see if we can organize, just a little boost just to keep it open at least past Christmas when we need it the most, till maybe February next year. Because South Auckland is like, for me, that's like the cultural heart of Auckland, man. Like all our communities, like all the bases are there. So if if they're gonna get hit by one big charity closing down, it's a big blow for us, you know. Especially with like Effectual Collins, we lost them as well. There's another big voice, and in that community, so it's a big struggle, man. But yeah,
Yeah, now shout outs to Dave, the brown butterbean. The man is literally a walking saint on this earth, and I don't think people realize how far they will go to provide for others outside of his own household. You know, the man's given so much of his time that he would deprive his family of, just to help other families in need. He said it started the day before lockdown. He found out a family was in need because they didn't have the means of any work and money coming in. He took it upon himself to turn his gym into a food bank. Now he goes on about how the cost of living then was tough, and I've raved on and on about it every other podcast. I remember that this time last year, it's gonna get hard with the prices of petrol climbing, and he's even said it, man. The funding that's been put towards what he would have used is not enough. It's nowhere near enough, and it's a big cut. If he started with like 10 families at the time when he opened up the food bank, that grew within the week because people were getting laid off left, right, and center. The working class was coming in. He saw Palangi guys, families lining up in the lanes to try and come through and get food parcels. Now that strains not just on the communities, the people who even worked in his gyms, the people who, like the big corporate businesses that donate to him. You gotta remember, this is the same guy who, through the floods, his house was probably wasn't even safe. He took it upon himself to go out there and make sure that the houses affected in South Auckland were okay. They had somewhere to go. They had safe, dry clothes, meals. That's the sort of person Dave is. So for him to tell everyone the stats and what it looks like from his perspective, and he lives out west, that says a lot about his heart. But I mean, the government, whatever they talk about in that building does not reflect how it looks on the ground, man. And it clearly shows. It's understandable that he has to close because he obviously can't afford to stay open without folding his other businesses. And the fact that even though he would be a charity, that the charity's got to pay what a normal business would pay to stay open, and he's feeding people. Like that's pretty hard to try and understand, right? Because if he's putting himself out there to help other families, whatever the government's putting towards him is not enough to keep the lights on. That's pretty hard, eh? Like for someone who's gone out of his way to do everything that he's done over the years that he's been doing it, man, it's devastating, you know. But that's just a reflection of the times right now. It's like it's hard to get a job and maintain a job, let alone live and try and, you know, the poverty line is growing probably bigger and deeper than it ever has, and it's just, yeah, it's hard, you know. I think it's like grieving someone right now because they've built their baby out of nothing. It literally opened up a store just to help people in need, and yeah, you know, there's no one to sort of catch them. There's no safety net, you know. It's like we said about the traffic light system. It's sad that today, even as a taxpayer, that if you lost your job tomorrow and you couldn't go to WINS and they couldn't grant you anything, a place like Dave is closed because now we don't even have that support in the community. I guess that's just a reflection of the times, man. It's only going to get harder. I mean, it is a recession and there's been job cuts around everywhere, man. So now pray for Dave, man, and his heart, because, and then for someone to do whatever he's done in the communities for as long as he's done it, man, you need to pray that someone has just a bigger heart to be able to fill his shoes, if not duplicate what he's even tried to do, you know? Yeah, my heart goes out to all those families who are going to feel the struggle for the next few months. But your hope is that there's people who are in these situations aren't too proud to reach out for help, even if it's to your own family or to your own church, to your own workmates or whatever, you know? Because, man, I think I'm blessed that I can say, you know, at least I've got a home and I got somewhere to stay. But man, for those people who can't put food on the table, man, it's hard. You know, some people are too proud to ask for help. You know, some people are too proud to just eat different brands, man. But man, like they wouldn't, like poverty doesn't come in any, it doesn't have a color. It's just if you can't get by, man, that's your struggle, So now it's quite devastating to hear the news that Dave had to shut up shop. But yeah, my heart goes out to him and his team, man.
But imagine, I agree with what you said. With this shutting down, how much strain is it gonna go to the other food banks that are out there that are just managing? This is it's like losing McCaw and the All Blacks. Like, how are the rest of the dudes gonna hold it up? It's gonna be a big struggle. Like, I know. Shout out to Jordan and Joe at Westside Fitness, man. They do some stuff on the side to help out, struggling families and whatnot. And some of the gym girls would donate canned food and whatnot at the gym. And man, they're doing the best they can. But man, it just sucks that the government's not in touch. Like you said, it's like working class people as well. Like, it's not just people that are on the street. Man, it's the working class that are struggling. It's the people that are paying taxes that are the ones that need the help, man. I don't know. It's a real bad situation that's getting worse.
This is all going to be a theme of this podcast because we're going to talk about another topic which deals with the same sort of thing, with cost of living and unemployment. But you're right, man. You guys are right, man. Like what Dave Letele has done through the years with his food banks and helping out the community, he's been on blast. He's been the guy that's been on top of the chain when it comes to this sort of thing. Hey, for helping out our community, he's been sort of like the guy that's been fronting that for a number of years now, and it's heartbreaking to see that he has to close down because of the cost of running it, and if you think about what does that say to the whole situation, it's like, damn, what if you need money, there's no money anyway. It's like, shit, if the government says that we don't have the budget, where's that money going? It's pretty sad, really. But $1 million a year, that goes to show how much help he has been giving back to the community. That's a catchment he's for himself. He's laid out there and he's done the numbers and he's counted, okay, I'm helping this much people's coming to me. The money's going up and up. I need this much money. Now I need $1 million a year to service what I've been doing, and yeah, you're right, Eddie. There are a lot of food banks out there, and there's a lot there on a smaller scale and do what they can. But I wonder how they're doing and if they have to shut down, just like you said. So yeah, it's and it's also a reflection with me, and my family. It's like sometimes when you think about these families that can't afford, they have to eat from home, have to eat a can of spaghetti or scrounge for those things, and then you can take your family. Then for me, I can take my family out to a cafe and have lunch, and it's like, you gotta be thankful that can happen, because other families they can't have that because they're struggling in that, and that's $1 million a year amount of families. Just think about that. He needs $1 million, and think about all those families. It's not a community; that's a whole town. Yeah. What the hell? And yeah, man, just on that and the reflection I'm having right now, like maybe I should have the next couple of months eating baked beans or spaghetti, or rice and tuna every day. But yeah, it's one of those things that you hope that can do good.
I mean, if it cost $1 million to run that food bank, and the government gave $100K, just goes to show how much how hard you work,
yeah,
to make it up, bro. $800 to $900K a year without funding, it's mind-boggling, man.
Yeah, and you don't think about this until shit like this happens, and then you can see what the numbers are, because those numbers, man, they're shocking. They're shocking. So hope you can open it up again. Hope it's just a temporary shutdown, and things can happen. But then before we jumped on again, we were talking about a lot of fundraising to help, and I just mentioned about Mike King's Gumboot Friday. How he's in the millions, eh?
Yeah.
So if David Letele needs $1 million a year to service starving families with no food, then damn, there's that 25 million budget that Mike King's got to help service people with mental health. Man, these are two problems here that need money to fix, and sounds like the mental health, they need more money. It's still not enough. So yeah, it's just a contrast between the two problems that we're facing in our communities and how much money is needed to help both situations. And yeah, it's just ongoing, eh? What do you do? Yeah, but yeah. Any more thoughts on this one? Boys?
No, just Letele needs to go into politics, G.
So, segue to another bad news story. This is the depressing episode or what? Yeah, so unemployment. So, man, you posted up a video from YouTube, and there's a video I think I saw on TV in Z, but it's been happening. I think there was another plant that shut down, and hundreds of workers lost their jobs. The recycling thing, and I think up in Auckland, shut down, and now the meatworks down in Canterbury, hundreds of jobs are gone there. So I'm trying to think when the government said that unemployment is going to be okay, and that if you choose National Party over Labour, we will get things on top again. I remember that speech. Well, I'm not seeing anything good happening so far. But man, your thoughts, boys?
Oh man, the job cuts, man, is crazy. Like they're saying it comes to cost there, right? For the recycling factory, they said it was energy cost. Man, Meridian Energy posted a $429 million profit in 2024 to 2023. So surely the government can step in and look, can you give wholesale power prices for companies that are struggling? At least help them out with cost. With the meat works, I work in the meat industry. It is pretty cutthroat at the moment. Overseas markets are affecting home markets. It's a $10 billion plus industry, especially with exports and stuff. With shrinking livestock numbers, like the video mentioned that they were turning farmland into reforestation. So replanting forestry. So that's what companies do if they want to get carbon credits. So if you have carbon emissions from your factory and you're paying the toll to the government to bring that down, you plant trees and you specify how much trees you planted to give you like a credit with the government scheme of the carbon credits. With the meat industry itself, I know a lot of farmers are switching to dairy. Fonterra posted up a massive profit bonus this year as well, so it's more financially viable for farmers to sell the milk than it is to kill their cattle and sell it as beef. And because of overseas markets that are buying a lot of New Zealand lamb and New Zealand beef, it's driving the prices up. So the cost is pretty high. The overheads are pretty high for the meat industry. 600 jobs, man, like that's huge. I mean, yeah, we can talk about money, but like it's the human factor as well. Like these people losing their jobs, and just like Dave Letele's food bank, it's right before Christmas. These companies could have waited a couple months. I mean, that Alliance company that owns the meatworks that's closing down is a billion-dollar industry across 4 major nations. Yeah, the timing's just bad, man. It's all about timing, man. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Oh, I just think it's sad, crazy, and unfortunate, because I mean, I remember through lockdown, it almost felt like, when it comes to food and like you'd think meat works, you'd think, oh, safe. Hey, essential workers. But for the economy and what it's obviously going through, fuck, all those jobs gone. And just with the closing of Dave's food banks, bro, if that's the biggest employee of that region, shit, you can imagine how many people and families are going to be without main income. And for some families, that's 2 people working at the same place. That's no income now, So that's got to be devastating, especially if you got to have to go through that traffic light system, trying to get assistance from the government. It's going to make you real wary about shit. Like, did I make a mistake by coming here? You only hope that they get a severance payout or possibly redundancy. But I mean, if they've had to close their doors and whatever the contract says, you hope that if the union is on site, that they can sort of be looked after, eh? Because, man, that's got to be hard if you had two incomes working at one place like that and they close the doors. Yeah, unfortunately, with their recycling factory, I remember one of the ladies actually come through work and gave a presentation on what recyclables on site that we have that would go through their plant. And it was by chance that she bought lunch with her and she opened up a text, reading it out loud that we can't afford to keep the power on. And that was their main plant. And there was something like 70 jobs up for going to get cut. And yeah, I think really, really sad and unfortunate day. The fact that a recycling plant like them would close its doors because it can't afford to obviously keep the power on. And but I mean, when they look over their last financial year and how much in debt they had fallen behind, like fuck, that's a lot, man. But I mean, this is what they were pushing a few years ago, you know, trying to be smart with the way we recycle stuff because now everyone's recycling, you know, many worlds, different parts of the world have got their own recycling plants, but clearly it's not as sustainable as what people think it is, you know. And we'll have to go back to burning our lapisi again, like they do on the islands or something, you know. Just don't burn plastic, just burn paper and wood and anything that's flammable, not flammable, you know. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's sad times, you know. Sad times for these job cuts that are, you know, just taking place at two different workplaces. Yeah, it's got to count your blessings, I guess.
Yeah, another sad story, but I can't help but think how it gets bad when job cuts are due to no money up top or running out of money up top. Because I think around the world, I would be happy, or not happy, but I would be okay if the reason why 600 jobs are lost because of AI and technology. Because that's the way of the world, right? That's the evolution of how the world's going to go in the future. The AI is going to cut a lot of jobs, and that's coming, right? That's coming, and we can't do anything about that. So we've got to accept that in the future. The AI and robots are going to cut a lot of jobs. And humans, we're still trying to figure out how to overcome that, because we know that half the world is going to be out of work because AI is going to take over those jobs. So what do we do with half the world that are out of work? Think of all the people that drive when AI takes over the driving, automatic cars or truck drivers with automatic trucks and all that kind of stuff. You're seeing that slowly happen, and people are starting to lose their jobs. I'll be okay, you know. We got to still figure out how to get through that. But when it comes to like the old traditional losing your job because the shareholders aren't getting paid or the shareholders are losing money, the CEO is like, okay, we're going to make some job cuts here. You're not going to get your dividend. It's going to be a little light this year, so we're going to make some job cuts to make your envelope thick again. When it comes to that, losing jobs like that, like the old school way, bad as it is, like, nah, man, you know, corporation, man, that's corporations for you, up to their old tricks. So and it's convenient for them, especially for the recycling plant, when they say, oh, power bill's too high, so we gotta take some job cuts. Yeah, okay, blame it on the power bill. Okay, we all know the power bill is too high, we all know that. Okay, at the end of the day, if you got shares in those companies, you're gonna get your dividend every year or every month or whenever it is. And you'll be relaxing on the beach of Fiji or something like that, you know, while all the shit is going down. So yeah, I don't have too much empathy for that kind of corporate system, but it's a fact of life, and it's here. And you know, if you're on the ground floor, you just got to deal with it, man. Like, you're just a spoke in the wheel, and no one cares about you. Your work doesn't care about you. So you just gotta be professional about it, and I don't know, make sure you can overcome it. But yeah, man, sad story, man. It's a sad story. And I like to think that this government has a plan for it. But, you know, at the moment, they're just making all these excuses now. And like I said before, man, I'm sure they had a speech to get us to vote for them. They're going to deal with unemployment. It's all Labour's fault. That there's unemployment, and Labour's fault that, you know, things are too expensive now, and we're going to come in and take over. We're going to fix everything. Yet to see that. I've yet to see that. But, yeah. To me, you know, same old story, man. I'm just grateful and thankful that I'm not in the industry. I'm not like there, and I can worry about my job. But gotta feel for those families that are worrying about it, you know, and are affected. 600, man, that's a lot. Ooh, that was a bit rough, eh?
Bro. It's a hard F, man. It's a hard F.
This is how all the Queenslanders feel, man. And all the Storm supporters too.
Yeah,
You know, just because of this being the downer so far, we'll talk about some happy stuff. We'll talk about the upcoming Pacific Championships when we talk about this when we get to sports. Okay, so bear with us, guys. Bear with us, people listening. Bear with us. On another sad note, just want to update everyone on what's going on and what we've been hearing. What's going on about that stupid New Zealand Navy and shitting on our coral reef in Samoa, man. What the hell, man? So, man. So it was kind of cool because when you watch the news, right? I watched it. It came on Monday or Tuesday. I watched the news. Barbara Jewel was there. She was like reporting on it. She was there in Maninoa Beach, just right in front of where the shipwreck was. She was right in there. She was reporting. She was saying, "Yeah, man, there's some New Zealanders here. There was a ship from England that was already around, so they came to help." And they showed footage of some divers jumping in the boats and just shooting off to where the wreck was, and you know they showed a lot of activity happening, right? Showed a lot of activity, so you're in a peace of mind. So, okay, so yeah, they're helping out. They're gonna try and fix things over there, right? So it was good to see that. It was good to see that. This morning I looked at my phone and one of the cousins that just live out there. Jay, he posted on this video, and he's into rowing, so he's in the rowing thing over there. So he went out there to have a look at the shipwreck, which is underneath now. And he said on this video, which I posted on the Empty Out the Clip page, he was saying that he smelt the oil, he smelt the gasoline, smelt the diesel, and he was out there rowing around where the area was. And he sort of got scared away from a plane that came down on him. The plane came down, flew over him. Then he didn't think of anything the first time. The plane circled and did it again. And then he realized, oh shit, that plane's trying to tell me to go, to go. So he went. But he just mentioned on this video that there hasn't been any information from anyone to tell the locals that live on the beach, the villagers that live there. So someone come and tell them what's going on, or tell them any health and safety protocols or anything, or come and say, okay, you can't go here because we're gonna do some things here. That kind of stuff. Like, have someone come in, peace of mind, tell the locals how to be safe, don't go in the area because of this and that, or that kind of thing, which sounds normal way. Which sounds like if Jay didn't put up that video, we would have assumed it already happened. Right?
Yeah.
But Jay put out that video, and he was saying, and if you look at the background, there's no one there. There's no activity. There's a lot of activity when Barbara Drew was there. But when you look at Jay's video, there's no activity at all. He's there, it's like, what happened? And he's talking about, how he's got no information. There's people in the villages that live nearby going still fishing. Right? And who's telling them, where the safe place to fish, or where to go, or don't fish here, or anything? No one's telling the locals anything. They're getting no information, no communication about what's going on and any of that. So that's concerning, right? That's concerning. And it's sort of rude too, because Jay has to go look at the YouTube, look at TVNZ News to see what's going on. That's the only communication. He has to actually go on social media and look at the footage of TVNZ News, right? And he said on the video he saw the Minister of Defence, I think it's Judith Collins. She's talking about, we send a ship over there. We're gonna send a ship. We're gonna money's no object. We're gonna clean it up and sort it out. But that's the only thing they've got. That's the only thing anyone's got. There's no direct contact to the villagers that live there on that part of the island. They live exactly opposite where the shipwreck happened. So, yeah, man, I find it a bit rude. I find it a bit convenient that they have one news report with Barbara Drivas and keeping everyone calm that things are gonna happen, and then seeing this video a few days later, looks like nothing is happening. Even worse, locals don't even know what's going on. So I don't know if you watched the end of the video, but Jay goes, you know what? It takes 4 days for that New Zealand ship to come, you may as well just turn around because after 4 days it's too late. Excellent, man. We gave them an uppercut award. We gave the Navy captain the uppercut award last week. It's time to give the uppercut award to the New Zealand government, man. Shit.
Ajaya Pataya uppercut too.
Your thoughts, boys?
Also, if I can go first, man. Firstly, as a taxpayer and a civilian born Kiwi, man, like, it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for our fellow Kiwis and on behalf of this government that they haven't even tried to apologize, like publicly apologize, or even send a private jet over to Fiame and say, hey, look, we fucked up and I apologize. By all means, tell us what we can do to help your villagers send out clean water, rice, because that's gonna affect their food source, bro. Like I said, man, imagine if someone came to your party and did a kill in your swimming pool, and everyone's there to have a swimming pool party, but no one's gonna apologize for the kill that's floating in the pool. Let alone the guy who actually did the kill. That's like pretty hard to sort of comprehend, right? And like everyone's acting like, oh, it's all good, man. Carry on. And if that happens at a swimming pool, fuck it. Everyone get the fuck out of the pool. Fucking go. The pool party's over. Like, but the government hasn't even tried, man. That's alarming, eh? Like, and the fact that the bro said that people are still going out that ways to fish. It's like all things, man. You probably can't see it, but you can still smell it, eh? It's gonna be in the air. Because I remember there was that oil tanker that I think it dropped a load in the Tauranga Bay, and then that oil sat on the top of the surface for ages. And then it got to a point like no one was allowed to fish, no one was allowed to sort of even be in the water. It was that dangerous, because the algae level and what it had done, what the oil had done. But I mean, that's oil and petrol and probably all the feces that's in the waste tank that's in the marina. That's not gonna really shut itself tight. There'll be so much pressure in that bed, it's probably already collapsed it. So all these people in our poor islands are probably eating what? Oil, kio, and bingsingi, freaking contaminated food, and that's shelf food, and all that stuff's gonna fucking just grow, man, and it's gonna get worse. The last thing you want is a whole lot of people dying from taking food out of their marina, and it's appalling, man. It's appalling that New Zealand are just gonna carry on and don't worry, in 40 years time we're making a formal apology for what happened. Fuck, that's typical, man. But it goes to show, man, like, the fucking government's so out of touch, man. That Ulukula needs to get his head out of his ass, man. Fuck, or his ass is fucking too far up Winston Peters' ass. It's like fucking, bro, it's shocking, eh? But that's my little empty out the clip on these eight guys, man. Like, fuck, it's like, say sorry, man.
Yeah.
Say sorry you fucking made a mess at their fucking beautiful paradise. You don't see Samoans come over there and get all over this. Like, I've been there to the shore and I've seen, like, the shore people go, oh, not those people from South Auckland. At least they fucking clean up their mess when they leave. The fucking, oh, your army your naval base just came and killed in our backyard. Now we can't go over there and eat. Fuck. It's a big difference, man, But yeah. Come on, New Zealand. Fuck's sakes. I'm fucking embarrassed. Fucking embarrassed, mate.
Nah, yeah. Apology would have been good. I remember the first thing that a lot of Samoans were saying on social media was, I hope the people on the boat were safe. That was the first and foremost thing. Was the 75 crew and personnel of the boat was safely brought to shore. And 2 fishing vessels went out to pull the rafts. And I think one of the rafts, they call it a rib, capsized closer to shore, and some of them got wet. But first and foremost, they were safe. Second, man, like, is that plane even a Samoan plane that waved your cousin off? If not, your cousin has more right to be in that area than that plane.
Oh, bro, I know, really.
Like, it just shows the lack of respect for a sovereign nation. And that's what Samoa is. It's a sovereign nation. Furthermore, shouldn't the government be looking at modernizing our Navy? Like, this boat's pretty old. Commissioned by Jacinda Ardern. We don't even have personnel to man our Navy fleet. This lady was a naval officer from the UK. She was not even a captain. I think she was just working on some frigates and some minehunter boats. And then when she transferred to the Royal New Zealand Navy, she was given command of this boat straight away. And I saw some Navy personnel discuss it on Reddit, that they were displeased how like these foreign Navy officers come into the Royal New Zealand Navy and take the spot instead of a local getting the spot at the helm. But I'm not surprised by the lack of respect from New Zealand not apologizing. And yeah, I agree with Let's, like, it's pretty embarrassing. But it's just gone through history where it's happened a lot. Nuclear testing in French Polynesia. It took ages for them to apologize. New Zealand and Australia were quite vocal about Ukraine's sovereignty to defend their nation when Russia invaded. And yet they don't give us the same respect when we're choosing whether to align with China or US-based alliances. The Pacific is always seen as a chessboard where the big nations play their pieces. And man, this is the one time that they've messed up. And instead of saying, look, sorry, like you said, it's in a private jet, it's a female. Like, look, what do you need? We're here to help. They're doing lip service, like with Barbara Dreesa, her interview. It's all going to be lip service. And yeah, I feel for the villagers because, yeah, that's their source of income. That's their source of nourishment. Islanders and the sea, we're linked hand in hand, man. It's very very distressing. How is it going to be with the Samoan image of being a clean country? The oil spills right on our doorstep, and it's embarrassing because the king's on his way, the King of England. So it's just yeah. The keel in the pool is just getting bigger and bigger, man. It's crazy.
Well, imagine if that keel was full of chemical, right? What's going to stop people from smoking outside? And how do they know that they're breathing in clean air?
Yeah.
They don't know. So where's the systems to try and at least pass on information to the villagers, man? That's shocking, man.
Yeah, it's shocking that they have to learn what's on the ship through social media.
Yeah, bro.
Like, it wasn't only petrol on that ship. There were chemicals there. It was like you said, Eddie, last week. It was a research ship. Huh?
Yeah, survey boat. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I feel disgusted today, like doing that up to our old tricks again. And you're right. You guys are right. Like, we have to wait 40 years for an apology on this one. But it happened. News reported it. The New Zealand government, took the opportunity to talk about it. Said, oh, we're gonna send a ship over. We're gonna help clean up. Money's no object. We're gonna stay there till it's all clean. Cameras off. Next story, and that's it. That's it. Now they don't have to do anything. Now they say what they said. No one's gonna probably listen to the locals on the ground. And for Jay to ask, can we get some information, please? Like, can we get someone to bring a sign? No, it's dangerous, don't go. Or anything like that, anything. But there's been nothing. Zip. So, hey, is that the way you treat people that you've come to this swimming pool and you shit in their pool and then you just walk out? Oh, you just walk out? Oh, yeah, I'll just come clean it up. Call me next week.
Okay. Tell me if it moves, eh? Please tell me if it moves. Fuck. It's probably gonna grow another arm and a leg, man, by that time. Fuck.
It's floating in the corner, don't worry, it won't spread.
Yeah. So,
the first rule of navigation is don't drive a ship where birds are walking. So come on.
And that's the thing with, gotta be careful with the news, eh? News only reports on the trendy thing at the time, or the thing at the time, but sometimes these stories last for ages. Stories aren't even finished, and the news only covers when it just happens, right? You saw that with the Ihumatao protest. Like, it was a big story because there was a protest. Then when all the cameras are gone because it was old news, but the protest is still happening. No one knows, it's still going. The problem's still there, and the problem was still there for what, half a year? Yep. People still staying on the properties protesting. And you never heard it from it again because it's old news, right? But no one updates you on that story and the struggles. They still, they still need to. You know how it goes, man. It's just there's one of those ones. That happened. Shipwreck, big news. The camera's all gone, but the story's still going because it hasn't even finished. We haven't even resolved it yet. But no one's gonna update or anything.
Yeah, it also surprised me. It's funny, we can report this and that. Like I want to hear what happened to the people on board the ship. I want to know how they felt, and then even to have this time to reflect on what happened, to be able to say, "Oh, this is what happened." They send a boat and it's on its way. Send the freaking Hercules, man! Like literally, this like a whole naval base or Air Force base up here with jumbo jets, man. Like send them up here. Like why are we waiting for a ship? Like hello, like get us home safe, man. Like surely they're gonna have that reaction. Like that 75, they're on that ship. They would have, they would have been like, I just want to be home safe, man. Like, but still, man, New Zealand governments, bro, it's just.
It'll be definitely like cool to hear what the crew say too, like what you said.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what were you doing, surveying the reefs at 7, 8 p.m. on a Saturday night? Like, surely they would have like stopped and like grabbed some oka or some beers. What were you doing on a Saturday? Like, why on a Saturday night? Like,
sounds like what happened up at Pearl Harbor, eh? It's just
yeah.
It's just a little practice run, man. Relax, man. Shit, your boat's going down.
Even Judith Collins tried to diffuse the situation, saying that she was upset that people were targeting the captain because she was a lesbian, blah blah and all this. She came from England, so like, we didn't give a fuck. Like honestly, like, we didn't care what sexual orientation is. We just, are you qualified to drive the boat or not?
Well, exactly. It was
like bro. It's just
I think
like
it's past that point now. It's like, man, can you clean up, man? Clean up your shit. You live behind. Fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, if the New Zealand public, like, that's gonna be coming out of our taxpayers' money, right? That's our money. The hard-working Kiwis that pay taxes. We deserve at least a knowing what the fuck happened, man. If you're not gonna go apologize to Samoa and to the villagers for like fucking contaminating their life source and the rest of it, fuck it, explain it to the taxpayer what the fuck happened on the boat. That's the least they can do. And like, what about this captain? Why can't she fucking come out and say sorry? Fuck. You'd win more votes by, if you're looking for a PR's point right now, man, this is the time to get her on board and the head of the Navy and head of like whatever, and just say, look, hey, we're sorry. This is what happened. It's unfortunate. And then start fucking trying to make things better. But not this still waiting to get us getting bigger.
Perfect.
It's like, bro.
If it was one of
Because
our
tourism's
boats-
gonna take a hit, bro. The tourism's gonna take a hit, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna take a hit. Like this, bro. How many of those results are actually gonna smell clean when you go open up the Whamalama and be like, wow. Well, not the smell of shit. Like, bro, you don't want to smell oil and gas. Like, fuck. Come on. That's sad news, man.
Yeah, so we'll try and keep you guys updated on that one. Yeah, man. Let's talk about sports now. So, Hoskins Sotutu, he's in a rare situation where he can actually play for 3 countries. He can play for New Zealand, Fiji, or England. He's eligible. Well, he's eligible for those 3 countries at the end of this year, because at the end of this year, he's done his 3-year stand down. But he has gotten picked for this first 15 New Zealand team, which is sort of like the All Blacks B team that's going out to play some tests in November. I think they play Munster, one of their tests. But then he's back on the 3-year eligibility thing again, which will stop him from playing for Fiji or England. But man, his snub from Robinson, I mean, as a Blues fan, for me, he was one of the key guys for the Blues, top try scorer. I didn't really see much else. I can't remember him being bad on defense, like everyone is saying. That's the thing why he didn't make the All Blacks, because of his defense. You can score the tries you want, but if you haven't got a good D, then you probably will be looked over, and that's the sort of thing I've been hearing. But I don't know, man. What's your guys' thoughts? Should Sotutu try for the All Blacks, or just Go for the money, man. Go play for England.
I personally think, if I can give my 5 cents on it, I personally think if they are picking AB's team based on Super Rugby form and who was the hot commodity of each round, yeah, Hodgson should have started at 8. He'd be the starting 8. Whether he deserves an All Black jersey is debatable, depending on where you are in the country. But in terms of where he should pledge his allegiance, bro, you pledge your allegiance to where the money is. If England pay more, you play for England, man. Because you know your battery life in your legs and your body is only fully charged for so long. And at his age, bro, he's probably got another 2 more World Cups. He could easily go and play for England now, and if he misses out on the next World Cup for the All Blacks, he can wait another 3 years and possibly go play for Fiji. So he's got another, if not 2, another 3 in him. Why I'd go chase the money? Because, bro, the pound's way more than the Tala, than the Fijian dollar. Like, makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah, but I think that's a huge loss, eh? Like, I don't think there's, apart from Christian Willie done at the Crusaders, like, I don't think there's any height or size about at the moment. And then going into the next World Cup, like, you'd think that they'll try and warm him up with Sotutu to try and hold on to that 6 and 8 position. Yeah, I think Sam Kane's past his days, bro. They should just drop his ass and maybe look at trying to bleed another Lucy to cover both sides of the scrum. But no, yeah, he should leave, man. Clearly, I mean, surely someone knows, or even he would know whether the coaches rang him or not. But I mean, just picking him in this other New Zealand rep team, that's a bit of a low blow, you know. That's like a dog act, I think. If you can't put him put him on your bench at least, why even try and hold on to them, man? Like, that's what New Zealand's always done. They put a noose around all our PI rugby players and stop them from playing for their island heritage, and that's what makes the World Cup shit, because they don't, like Samoa, Tonga, Fiji can't field their best team because New Zealand Rugby Union got hooks into them. So he should go. Well, that's my 5 cents.
Yeah, I agree. Chase the money. You can do that loophole where he can choose a really good club to play for, a good paying club, especially in France and Japan, and internationally he can play for Fiji if he wants to rep his heritage, and if he doesn't want to play for England, yeah, if the All Blacks are gonna snub you, yeah, choose the money, because yeah, like you said, there's only limited time with your viable product. You got to think about your family, money wise. So yeah, because he's already established his name in New Zealand and and around the world as a quality number 8. I think England at the moment is pretty sussed at 8. I think they got like 3 or 4 guys that they can cover 8. So if he does go to England, it'll be a bit of a task for him. But I mean, he'll be up for the challenge. Wallace Atiti got picked over him. He's done okay for Super Rugby. I'll take back what I said about him before. He's done okay. But if we're basing the All Blacks on form, it should have been Sotutu. He had a stellar Super Rugby Pacific, especially against the Hurricanes. He was on fire. But yeah, I'll agree with you guys, man. Follow the money. If you can play for Fiji, that'll be nice. But yeah, follow the cash for your family, man. Yeah, and that, I don't know, this All Black, what is it? 15? Is it All Black 15? I don't know, man. It just, yeah. It just seems like it's like you're dangling the apple or the the carrot in front of the horse to keep it, from sidetracking on another path. That's yeah, I don't know, man. Because usually the New Zealand Māoris go on tour, right, with the All Blacks. So yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
Looks that way, eh? This is a made-up team to make sure that these French players stay in New Zealand system. If you got thoughts of going overseas, well, here's this other team you can play for, and then we might choose you at the All Blacks next year. Come on, mate.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but just thinking about it, I'm always like for wanting Manu Samoa to have all the best players around, and I wanted guys to choose Samoa over the All Blacks. But now when I think about it, because of the rules World Rugby has adopted with their eligibility. And if you look at the rules in the rugby league, it's different, right? It's more open. Like you can play one tier, go down to 2 tier, and go back. So because of that, because of the different rules between the two codes, I think that if you're in a place in rugby union with those rules, you might as well just fuck it, just go for the money. Because that's what the rules are there to put in place to benefit the northern hemisphere or benefit the tier 1 nations, because obviously they got all the money. And if you look at these teams, especially northern hemisphere teams, I think there's an islander guy in each team. you know, there's an islander guy. So what's this your plan in the first place? Like, who cares about nationality if we can get the best players around the world to play for us? Some Samoans or Tongans or Fijians. Yep. You can come play for us, you know? Okay, we get it now. It's not about loyalty, it's about the money. So yeah, I think that's good. That's a good reflection on my part to change how I think about guys playing for Mana Samoa. Man, if you're gonna make some money for your family, go make it. Don't worry about loyalties, because there is no loyalties anymore. There is no loyalties anywhere. There's no loyalties for playing for All Blacks. There's no loyalties playing for Islands. No loyalties playing for Northern Hemisphere teams. There's no loyalties in Ireland because they're quick to pick up some New Zealanders. Two Kiwis, one Islander to go play for them. So there's no loyalties there. So might as well just go with it. But if you play league, different story. The rules allow you to play for your country, go play for your country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he should go play for England if he can. And yeah, don't be locked into, because you lose all your options. Your 3-year stand down period, that's 3 years of no options. And he's a fringe All Black. So there's no telling if he's gonna make the team or not, or make the team 1 year and not make the team the next year. For this all the talent that's there now. I mean, I think Sam came, he's leaving, so there's opening there. Do you go for that opening, but I think it's a case of let's wait and see what happens. This time last week we gave our grand final predictions. I think I chose Storm. Eddie, you chose Panthers, and Leti, you chose Panthers. So I was the one that got lucked out, but but I really thought Storm were going to win. They had all the momentum. They had the Dalian medal winner, so everything was looking up for them. And I was kind of surprised that Penrith were ahead in halftime. I wasn't surprised when Harry Grant scored the first try, and that was probably the only attack really that penetrated the defense on Storm's part. But to me, watching the game, Penrith just grinded it. Well, now they look really good, man. I mean, it was like, you know what, we can play on the level of everybody. So we don't need to show our full, range of. We don't need to dominate. We just need to win, and we got the ability to change our levels. Hey, if they need to play on who did they play in the semis? So Sharks,
Sharks, yeah.
If we need to play on Sharks level and beat them, we'll play on Sharks level and beat them.
Yeah.
And then when we saw that as an audience, we said, "Oh nah, they're not going to beat the Storm. They just beat the Sharks. They're not going to beat the Storm." And then when they beat the Storm, they raised the level to Storm's level and beat them. It was like, fuck, fooled everybody. But that's the Penrith team, man. That's them, man. Don't be fooled. I mean, they fooled Broncos last year, and they fooled us. They fooled Storm this year, So, yeah.
I wanted Storm to win, but my money was on Panthers. But there's this one move I saw. I think it was Sean Johnson that pulled it out. So there's a diamond move that Cleary did. We flicked the pass. There's 3 runners, and he flicks the pass to Alamoti, and Alamoti scored the try against the Sharks. And how they were doing it was they were trying to push so that the fullback was out of position. So there was no fullback when Alamoti ran in. So they did the same move against the Storm, but I think Storm watched the footage, and you can see Pappenhausen pumping. And he actually covered Alamoti. But at the split second, I don't know how these dudes do it, So Cleary did the same move, diamond formation, flipped it to Alamoti. Alamoti saw Pap screaming across to cover him, and all he did was turn around and flick the pass, and then it got out to Taruva, and he scored on it. You know, to make that change in that split second, like that's crazy, bro. You know, to have a set move and then just like off the cuff change it straight away. That's a different level, man.
That's great coaching there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How about you, Let's? Any thoughts on that grand final?
Nah, Para didn't make the finals, so good on the neighbours for going one extra. That's enough for me, mate.
I got some breaking news. Tasman, they beat Canterbury beat Tasman 64-10.
Damn.
What the hell, man?
So Canterbury.
62-14 to Canterbury. On that note, let's do some Fia Poko of the week. Let's go, let's.
Yo. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag of Fia Pokos. Actually found one today. It was from Tyrone Woodley, and he goes in on Israel Alexander. I don't know when it comes to people saying like how African you are, how Samoan you are. It's that yarn. So obviously he's gone in on him and said like, you know, he's not African. I don't know what that guy's on, like. Just because he might not have waved his African flag early in his fighting career doesn't make him look less any African, you know what I mean? So I think that guy deserves a mean uppercut for Poko all the week, eh? Yeah. He called him fake and stuff, eh?
Usman, they raised up Africa. Usman was Marty from Nebraska. He wasn't Kamara Usman, proud of his heritage in college. He went by Marty. What's his name was an anime dancing dude from New Zealand. They never spoke about their African heritage. They never were so proud of it. I really don't
The reason why I give him a Fia Poko of the week, well, I can tell you this much. Izzy doesn't look Tongan, Samoan, Niue, and Tokalon. He fucking clearly looks African, bro. And he's in New Zealand, so he's Afrika. He ain't gonna say he's Indian, he ain't gonna say anything else. He's not gonna say he's Maori. Come on, like, when people start doing that shit, it's like, surely, shut the fuck up, man. So that Tyron Woodley, if I see you on the show, I'm gonna uppercut you in the B. Uppercut to the B. Yeah, this guy deserves a Fia Poko, man. Another one's to Hopper, eh? On he lied on the CV on that one. Another one is a chick, I don't know what it's called, but it's like, you know how you put patterns on your sneakers? It's almost like it's the new version of powder coating. But it's like when you put a design on the top of water and you add a chemical and then you dip
it up.
Voila.
Is it gonna work?
Of course it's gonna work.
Turn on?
Now we're gonna open it, power it on, and I want an apology from you behind me when you see that it's gonna work. Okay?
You get the power button. See if
Okay,
it
here we
starts
go.
sparking.
It's not gonna spark. What did I tell you?
It's
It's
not
starting up.
working.
It's starting up.
It doesn't work.
Hold on, it might be out
It's
of
not
battery.
working. No, you fried it.
No, I didn't fry it. You know how when you get a new computer, it might not have sufficient battery?
You killed it.
They come fully
You
charged.
killed the computer.
No, they won't. Sometimes they
Yeah.
don't. Not the company computers.
You
I just
killed
have to
it.
charge it.
Yeah, I think
You're in
killed
trouble.
I'm not in trouble.
You're in trouble.
I just have to charge it, okay? You'll see. It'll
If
work.
that's not
It's gonna
screaming Fia Poko, I don't know what is, mate.
Oh,
It's like you do it with shoes and stuff that's not electrical, right? But she put a Mac Pro book into the water and expected it to turn on. Oh no. And another one is another wedding. I don't know what is up with the weddings, eh? But the guy who's obviously cut his cake with his wife. And then it must be like the brother or the best man tries to do those funny ones. And, you know, be funny with the cake. But she's not having it, eh? The missus is not having it, bro. Like, what is he doing, man?
What's this guy doing? Is he drunk?
I don't know. He doesn't seem special or anything, but I think he's just straight Fia Poko, eh? Like, we'll see what happens. And
Did he watch that video on Oceani's wedding?
he might have.
This guy.
But the last one here, this one takes the cake, man. This is like the best way to lose your phone. And it's a chick, she obviously sets her phone up, stationed, and then she starts recording herself. And then she steps backwards and she decides, actually, I'll jump on the train and carry on walking. and then realizes before she actually sees, oh shit, my phone, the door's closed, man. Like, I cannot make this shit up, man. It's freaking hilarious. And that one's from, was it? Oh, I can't even read the name.
No.
So she's standing there. She knows she's recording herself. That is the funniest thing. She knows she's recording herself.
Yeah.
And then she decides to, okay, no, I'm just gonna wait for it to stop. And then I'll walk into the train. I thought her boyfriend's gonna run onto the train.
Yeah.
But nah, she's actually patting her stuff down for her phone.
Oh, what
a stupid, man. Well, it might have been a good camera phone too, eh?
Yo.
So I'll let you guys pick Fia Poko before I do the so you light on your CV.
Man, this is some good ones.
Yeah.
I'm picking the girl that put the computer in the water, man.
Oh, bro, no jokes, bro.
How
That's
dumb
like,
do you have to be to know that electricals don't work in water? Especially a computer.
what
I
you
want
Eddie?
the girl with the cake.
The cake.
The guy with the cake, it's like, it reminds me of the Jerome Luai moment at To'o's wedding.
Oh,
You know, when you
Alabese.
think you're funny, you know, at a wedding, and like you play back the footage. It's just like,
What was I thinking, eh?
that was
came
hard
across-
because all three were good.
Okay, I came across some pretty interesting so you light on your CV, man. And I don't know if he's, and this is from the Beergram, and this is a guy asking Hopper. This is like a pretty in-depth, pretty conversation, but I just laughed that he said I wanted to be a 4 May. He's talking about the moments about doing his Lima thing.
Video before I got on this podcast. Obviously, everyone knows about the Hoppy. Was the index finger?
Index, double finger.
What did you see? Something that might have been sort of lingering around up there that you sort of wanted to clean, or what was
I
it?
wanted to be a prostate doctor. And I give my practical on the field.
Yeah,
And that's what I was doing. All I was doing was saving lives.
Hoppy, you were the most suspended player in NRL history. Do you remember exactly how many games it was you were suspended for?
I think it was between 44, 48 games by the NRL. And then I had 20 or so in-house suspensions from Manly.
They've obviously got rid of the shoulder charge. Do you think that they should bring it back?
100%.
Yeah.
When one of them come up, Tony Bills is renowned for shoulder charges, and the crowd is when the crowd cheers and most shoulder charge. But I got 18 weeks of that tackle. The set before Terry Hill shot at the line and put a shot on him.
Yeah.
And came back holding the shoulder. He's a big bastard.
Yeah.
And I said, cover me next set, I'm shooting. That was my last tackle in the NRL. And I was suspended for the finger.
I've watched that video before I got you on this podcast.
That's what happens when you smell your finger after you don't wear gloves. Don't it? Makes you do
I was going to say, legend for
Legend,
me.
Legend.
Legend for on Seagulls, mate. And a legend father too, man. Lehigh
Yeah.
Hawaii and his boys, Will, man, they've been. What other NRL dad has all their kids in the national
NRL.
comp?
Straight
Wow.
up, eh? Yeah. I mean, I watched that podcast. It's a pretty good yarn, eh? It's got some gems on it, man.
Yeah.
But that flying tackle away, that was. Every time I see it, it's hilarious. See, he just flew in like Superfly Jimmy Snooker, man.
Flew like a seagull, man.
And then I've got a dog walker, bro. This is from Kiki. Now, if you say you walk the dog, right? So there's obviously 2 dog walkers walking the dogs. I'm gonna assume that they're dog walkers. But one of the ladies, man, she's gotta be crazy. Oh my gosh. If I saw this lady doing this to my dog, and I'm talking about the lady who's holding the dog, but what she did before that. Do you remember when you were a kid and you used to ask your older brother or your uncle to swing you around by your hands? Though instead of this lady doing it to the dog, she decides to do it with the dog's collar. She does the helicopter, literally got the dog in a noose, swinging it round and round and round. I'm like, you cannot make this shit up, man. Like, I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Man, I'd be mad if that was my dog. The lady did that to my dog.
I know.
So that lady holding the dog, the one that's dragging her, Should just let go, man. Fuck, like, why are you taking the dog for a walk if you can't hold
Exactly,
it
yeah.
back? The dog was walking her, bro.
And this last C propeller on his CV has to go to probably the new first five that's coming to Auckland next year. And this is from those testes. There's a guy who's trying to take a drop shot of goal in front of the press. And yeah, if this guy comes to Auckland to replace Harry Plummer, man, we're in deep trouble next year. Yeah, pretty kaya if you ask me.
Here it is. Here. Is that? Oh. Is that Argentinian guy?
Ooh. Lucky the guy didn't have the camera on his eye.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, man. So many Pabelo artists out there, man.
Sweet boys. Time for food review. So I mentioned before going to cafes. So I went to Columbus Cafe recently. You might, if you haven't been to Columbus Cafe, you've probably seen them around. There's a few out there in Auckland, scattered around the place. There's one in Henderson, up across the road from Westside Fitness, and on the corner there. And there's one in Mitre 10 Henderson, the Mitre 10 on Lincoln Road, next to Pack and Save. So there's a Columbus Cafe inside there, next to the garden area. But yeah, man, I went had a coffee there and something to eat. And got the Italian meatball sandwich, which looks nice on the picture. Right, it looks nice on the picture, and so it says Italian meatball sandwich comes with fries or salad. You choose which one you want. So it comes in like a flatbread. It comes in a flatbread, right? And it's long, and there's like, I think I counted maybe six meatballs around in pesto and tomato sauce and herbs and fig cheese as well. I just took the top bread off, put it on the side, and just ate it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was okay, but I don't think there was too much flavor in there. I mean, I could taste water. I could taste a little bit of water, and when you taste a little bit of water, especially in the meat, you know that there's not much flavor.
The frosted.
But yeah, it's something you can make at home, you know.
Yeah.
Something you can make at home. I probably expected a little bit more flavor in there, but for $24, probably not worth it. You know, and we're talking about the cost of living and the prices going up. Like if you're gonna spend $24, you want something that's tasty, like extra tasty. Everything's tasty, but you want something a bit more for your $24. Otherwise, you can go somewhere else and get something cheaper and nastier. But yeah, Columbus Cafe. I think they're in all of them because I went to the one in Henderson, the one opposite Westside Fitness. They had the same menu, so I guess they're all like that, the same thing. But yeah, and what do I give it out of 5? I give it 2 out of 5. That's the Italian meatball sandwich at Columbus Cafe.
Oh, jeez.
I think if you want to compare it, you might as well just get the meatball sub at Subway.
Yo.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah, that one's pretty good, and it's cheaper too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for your $24, it's not that much. You don't get too much. It's the same sort of taste if you have the meatballs from Subway. Anyway, so, yeah, 2 out of 5. Okay, boys, what have you been watching? Let's go, Eddie.
Man, when movies and watched that Transformers 1 3D, that's pretty good, eh? It's like a origin story for Optimus and Megatron. So yeah, it's way back when the factions weren't even a thing yet. So now it's pretty cool. There's a lot of cameos from the Generation 1 Transformers. And if you look closely in some of the scenes, you can see like other Transformers that maybe will come out later. But I'll definitely give it yeah, I'll say a good 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Kids enjoyed it too. I thought they were going to be interested, but the little comedic jabs kind of kept the kids entertained. But I reckon there should be a trilogy. Like they need to follow up on the story. It's because it's quite engaging. And for the old school Transformers fans of the Generation 1 TV animated show, this is a good watch because, yeah, it does pull in some of the old Transformers. So, yeah, it's really good. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It was a good movie.
So does it go into how they become enemies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice. How about you, Let's? What have you been watching this week? Is Christian Cullen still on the island?
Yeah, Carly's still on Treasure Island, man.
Not eliminated yet?
Nah, yeah, because James Rothstein, he's on it as well. And why Warren Kopu just left on Treasure Island, man. But it was pretty sad, because one of the twists was that there was a elimination after the rewards. So why won the reward but knew that James had a mercy card, so he didn't end up leaving. But then Warangi ended up in an elimination with actor Mosey. And Mosey ended up taking out Gabby and Wai. But it was just sad because like even though the guys are like on the island, like obviously they know each other outside of the island, but it was just quite nice to hear like James talk about when he had his brain injury and who was showing up to the hospital and stuff to talk to his nan. So like it's all that real emotion, that stuff that's real, that's not part of the show. No, but I love watching it, because Cully's still there. I think he's in top 8. Duncan Gardner's still there. JP from Red, White and Brass is still there, and Bubba's still there. From Tina from Tennis, she's still on there. It's funny too, because like I saw her interview on New FM with Regan and Gabby, and like I think JP messaged in and said, "Oh, I love your mean Samoa tattoo that she's got on her mangava." And so when they asked her, "Oh, why were you flexing your crop top on the show?" And she's like, because she felt so hungry there. She said, "I felt like I was skinny enough to just flex it." But it is pretty mighty if you happen to watch the show, because it's like, is it say Samoa? And it's right across her stomach over here. It's like, oh, what a gangster. I'll be watching that. Caught up with the Afulu family, cooking with Brenna, and yeah, some pretty man. Every time I hear the dad chef talk, man, he always cries, man. He always gets emotional, But I think with his trip to to Rena's husband's graduation in the army, he was just talking about like how like unforeseen stuff that just pops up, and he talks about just how grateful he is for his family and like Heavenly Father for guiding them. Because he did say, like, I think it was one of the days, because it took them 5 days to get from El Paso to South Carolina, and they ended up having to stop because the trailer needed some maintenance, and it was one of the wheel bearings, but a truck driver managed to follow them to the next pit stop, and he advised Chef, like, when he come back from the toilets, that, hey, your back bearing is shaking, the wheel on the trailer is shaking quite bad, and so he waited with them to go get it changed and that, and then he made sure that they left and they were all right. It's like stuff like that, like, it goes to show like there are still good people in the world, like looking for other bypass on the road, especially on the open road and that. So he was like talking about like how grateful he is, like, that his family went Lavelle, they didn't cause a big accident. Trying to catch up on Shorty. But I was just too angry because some of the content they got on Shorty at the moment is like pissing me off. So I haven't been watching it. I just tell my wife to explain it to me. I want to wait till that part with Nicole and her girlfriend or her wife, and all the stuff with Drew and Harper passes before I start watching it again. But trying to catch up on Tulsa King. I think I watched season 2, episode 4. It's getting good. It's just some pretty funny moments here, like especially when because I know the area that Sly's breaking into is sort of not his, but he's already taken over it, and just the message that he sent to the other mobsters that were in the area, like, don't fuck with me, man. Wasn't playing. He sent one of his captains back in a body bag and dropped it off at the house. So that's where I'm up to on that. But that's all I've been watching, really. But she claims.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I watched a movie last night. I watched Hellboy, The Crooked Man. It's out at the movies right now. But I don't know if you guys watched the other Hellboys, but it's off a comic book. And Hellboy is like this. He's like the devil's son, and so sort of like this. He's half human. So, in order for him to sort of blend in with all the rest of the humans in the real world, he's sawn off his horns. So he's got 2 stumps on his forehead where his horns used to be. But I like the story because I like how the devil's son is a hero, and he's in he's in our world, like fighting all these monsters and beasts and all that kind of stuff. But it's really this new Hellboy the Crooked Man is sort of like the third reboot of the series, because they're trying to make it popular, and the last two movies haven't been that great. So this is their third attempt at it. But it's based off an actual comic book called Hellboy the Crooked Man, and the Crooked Man is this sort of like this guy in this town that's a coal mining town in the forest, and he sort of dies, but he comes back from hell, and he's like a ghost or like a demon guy, and he has to collect souls. So he terrorizes this town, and he's called the Crooked Man, and he's pretty freaky. Yeah, he's pretty scary. But the thing I like about Hellboy is that Hellboy, he's not scared of anything. So he's not scared to go to battle with all these monsters and demons. But the way it's filmed like an actual horror movie. So it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. But you're sort of safe in the fact that Hellboy's the hero, and Hellboy is like, he's taking them on because he's not scared. He takes them on, man. So he's like a smooth talker, and he comes in and he fights the monsters in there. But the monsters are actual scary. Like, if it was a real horror movie, if you take Hellboy away, this will be a horror movie, like a proper scary horror movie, you know. And it's just a horror movie of Hellboy added in, and he's a guy that you can relate to because he's a guy that you can, if you were in this movie too, you'll be like hiding behind Hellboy all the way, and Hellboy he'll battle the monsters in there. So it's pretty cool. I like that part of the film, but apparently it didn't do well. It cost 20 million to make, and only made like 3 million or something like that. So yeah, but no, I like the way it's shot. I like the way it's treated like an actual horror movie, but it's actual superhero movie. So yeah, if you're into horrors, man, like I am, this is a different take on the genre, because now you got a guy that can fight with you and is not afraid, you know. So yeah, so Hellboy the Crooked Man.
That's cool.
So boys, hope this talk wasn't too depressing, but yeah, man, what's you guys' last words on this one? Let's go, Eddie.
Oh man, last words this week, simple, man. Thank you. Like, man, appreciate being on a podcast. Appreciate you boys welcoming me on. All the community that support the channel. Nah, man, just appreciate you all, man, and just gotta take time to say thank you, man. And yeah, just very thankful, very appreciative. I don't take this for granted. Especially to my brothers and my boys that watch. So, nah, man, it was a hard ep, but we got to do it for, we got to talk about issues. So yeah, thankful, man. Yeah, that's my last words.
Yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate Joy Patel on successfully defending and re-winning his IBF title. I mean, it's a good time to flex being Samoan, man. Like, there's nothing that we can't touch and nothing that we can't put our money and hearts to and get stuff done. He's walking proof of it. Just like the Saint Dave Letele, the work that he's done that might go unnoticed to many people in the communities. And even like guys like Mark Hunt, man, this is a guy fighting a corporation and he's still slaying it, he's still trying to walk that walk. So I just wanted to give a word of encouragement to all those still thinking about starting. This is probably the end of week 1, me trying to eat clean, and I feel better. I feel like I've got more energy.
Nice.
Gout niggles are still there, and it's just a matter of being accountable, like I said last time. My last words is just to just word of encouragement, man. Like, if it's to me, it's up to me, man. And Too's probably the most famous guy who ever used that phrase out west. I feel like it needs another rebirth, and just me trying to get my shit together and make things happen, eh? So yeah, man, you know what it is. Get it late and all of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, boys. Thanks for the last words. Yeah, not much last words for me. Just everybody keep it safe for the week, and yeah, man, I keep an eye out on what's going on. We can report back on the next episode the way we know how, the way we do. We aim to have the clip every week, so we'll do it again next week. So thanks, boys, for jumping on. Thanks everyone for listening. Tune in for channel 135. Me and Eric gonna do episode 4 of The Penguin, and hopefully the boys on 135 Footy Show can jump on and do another review, or maybe because the internationals don't start till next weekend, no. So maybe the 135 Footy Show having a break, and then they'll come back and report on the first weekend of internationals. I think it's Kangaroos and Tonga first this weekend, and then next weekend is weekend after that is Kangaroos and the Kiwis, which I might add, Kangaroos have an advantage because they have one game under their belt already when they face the Kiwis. But we'll just wait and see. Be good if the Fiji had the game against the Kiwis the same weekend Tonga and Kangaroos play. So they can have a game under their belt when they play. But maybe it's all a setup from the guys doing the competition because they're from Australia. They're pissed off that they lost last year.
But mad love to Michael Jennings for Flexi for the Butty if he does play some game time. Those be his third international nation that he's represented. So yeah, man, big out to the Doko. Yeah. Sweet boys, see you guys next week. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo.
See yous.